Prior to installing Hunter fans, mark off the work area and make sure the breaker is off and all lockout tagout procedures are followed. Downrod mounting. The installation begins with the mounting of the downrod. Hunter pre-wires all downrods, allowing for a plug-and-play installation. To prepare the downrod for mounting, align the shims between the mounting plate and beam clamp using the hardware provided. For wider beams, use the outermost access slots. Place the clamp on one side of the structure. Tighten the hardware until the mount is secure. It should still be able to move slightly. Assemble the other shim and tighten it to the structure. Center the mount under the structure, making sure the clamps have maximum coverage on both sides. Then, tighten the hardware completely. Retention safety cable. Wrap the retention cable from the downrod around the beam or building structure. Ensure the retention cable length is shorter than the power cable at the motor connection. Coil the excess cable and secure with provided clamps. Motor installation. Be careful when removing the motor from its packaging. Do not lift the motor from the motor power cable. Line up the holes from the retention cable into the fork. Insert the clevis pin into the retention rod and secure it with the provided clip. Connect the plug from the motor and the downrod. Twist the connector to lock. Lift the motor assembly while feeding the studs through the downrod flange. Gently feed the excess wire and cable through the top of the downrod. Be sure not to pinch the cable between the motor and the downrod flange. Secure each stud with the nylon lock nuts. Guy wire installation. Begin by loosely placing the provided gripple bolts into all 4 gripples. Measure to ensure equidistance between the beam clamps and fan. Attach the beam clamps to the structure. After the beam clamps are tightly secured to the building structure, clip the longer guy wire end to the beam clamp. Thread the longer guy wire cable through one end of the gripple until a few inches protrude through the opposite end. Clip the end of the 2-foot guy wire to the eye bolt of the turnbuckle. Feed the opposite end of the 2-foot guy wire through the same gripple as the 15-foot guy wire. Hook the turnbuckle to the downrod disc. Tighten each turnbuckle by hand in a crisscross pattern. Repeat this process for the remaining guy wires. Place a magnetic post level against the downrod, periodically ensuring the downrod is plumb with no slack in the guy wires. And the downrod is fully stable, allowing for close to a 45-degree angle of the guy wire. Tighten each set screw on the turnbuckles. Trim any excess cable from the guy wires, and then tighten the gripple bolts. Blades. With the numbers on the blade holder facing up, insert the press studs through the holes in the blade holder. Hand screw the nylon lock nuts onto the press studs to hold it in place. Tighten the nylon lock nuts on the press studs using the 19mm wrench or socket. Repeat for the remaining blades. VFD. VFD hardware is not included, and mounting methods may vary. Mount the VFD 5 feet outside the blade sweep area. Position the VFD with the plug connector panel facing down. Connect the motor cable from the fan to the VFD, being careful to align the pins within the connector before performing a clockwise twist to lock in place. Connect the Ethernet communication cable to port COM1. run the other side of the communication cable to the HMI. Plug the VFD power whip to the appropriate power receptacle and twist clockwise to lock. Secure the HMI controller to any convenient location using the provided mounting bracket. Ensure that the Ethernet communication cable from the lead drive is connected to the HMI controller.